Now listen to the word for time, in the sense of moment of time.
时候，时候，时候，时候。
In this, it's the second tone, 时, that mostly means time. The fourth tone, 后, can mean a variety of things, including state or condition, or to wait. So say again the full word for time.
时候，
To say when, the Chinese say what time or what moment. Try it.
什么时候？什么时候？
Now this word for time, 时候, is only used for moments of time, such as when, literally what moment, or periods that are viewed as distinct stretches of time, such as the time I was young, or the time I lived in China. You can't use it to say, I don't have time. We'll learn a different word for that later. Ask, do you want to eat?
你要吃饭吗？你要吃饭吗？
Now try and ask, when do you want to eat? Remember to keep the subject, 你, first in the sentence.
你什么时候要吃饭？你什么时候要吃饭？
What was the word for a bit or a little?
一点，
That 点 literally means bit or point. Listen to how you would say 1 o'clock.
一点钟，一点钟。
This is like saying 1 point of the clock, as 钟 means clock.
钟，钟，
Zhong is onomatopoeic. It literally sounds like a big old clock striking the hour. Zhong. Together, the tones are first, third, first. Say 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
2点钟，3点钟，12点钟。2点钟，3点钟，12点钟。
Ask again, when do you want to eat?
你什么时候要吃饭？你什么时候要吃饭？
Now to reply at 2 o'clock, you just say 2 o'clock. In English, we add the word at before this. In Mandarin, they tend to only do this to say during. So, for example, you could say during the weekend or during the summer holidays and use at. But for a precise time, such as at 2 o'clock, you just omit it. So reply at 2 o'clock.
2点钟，
Ask, do you want to eat at 2 o'clock? Literally, you, 2 o'clock, want to eat. And remember, the 2 o'clock must come just before or just after the subject, 你, because time always comes towards the start of Mandarin sentences.
你2点钟要吃饭吗？你2点钟要吃饭吗？
Do you still remember the words for yesterday and today?
昨天，今天，昨天，今天。
And how did you say, they didn't come yesterday?
他们昨天没来。
But how would you say, they didn't want to come yesterday?
他们昨天不想来。 他们昨天不想来。
Here again, 不 is used because 想, meaning want, is a subjective intention, and for all cases of feelings or intentions, we must use 不, regardless of tense. How did you say not good?
不好，
And what about not good to eat, meaning not tasty?
不好吃，
Say, that is not tasty.
那个不好吃，
Say, what is this?
这个是什么 ？or 这是什么？
Ask, what is this thing?
这个东西是什么 ？or 这是什么东西？这个东西是什么 ？or 这是什么东西？
Notice, this thing is what, or this is what thing, are both correct here. Say again, what thing?
什么东西？
Do you remember how to say when? Literally, what time?
什么时候？
Reply, at 5 o'clock.
5点钟。5点钟，
Listen to the word for on, above, or previous.
上，上，上，上，
Fourth tone. Now say, we don't live in Beijing, we live in Shanghai.
我们不住在北京，我们住在上海。我们不住在北京，我们住在上海。
The Chinese city Shanghai is next to the sea, and its name literally means on sea. Once again, pay special attention to how it's pronounced in Mandarin and avoid saying it in an English accent. Say, I'm going to Shanghai.
我去上海。我去上海。
Say, I'm going to Shanghai at 2 o'clock. Remember, time comes toward the beginning.
我2点钟去上海。我2点钟去上海。
Say, I didn't go to Shanghai yesterday.
我昨天没去上海。我昨天没去上海。
Say, I'm not going to Shanghai today.
我今天不去上海。我今天不去上海。
But now say, I didn't want to go to Shanghai yesterday.
我昨天不想去上海。我昨天不想去上海。
Ask, when are you going to Shanghai?
你什么时候去上海？你什么时候去上海？
Listen to the word for tomorrow.
明天，明天，明天，明天。
Ming, second tone, means bright, and we already know that first tone, tian, means day, so it's literally bright day. Say, I want to go to Shanghai tomorrow.
我明天要去上海。 我明天要去上海。
We've translated yao as want here, but remember it can also mean will, depending on the context. Either way, it indicates intention more than just desire. Do you remember how to ask, do you like Chinese food?
你喜欢中国菜吗？你喜欢中国菜吗？
How would you ask, do you like Shanghainese food, meaning the cuisine of Shanghai?
你喜欢上海菜吗？你喜欢上海菜吗？
Reply, I do.
喜欢
Without using yao, ask, are you going to Shanghai tomorrow?
你明天去上海吗？
Now using yao, ask, will you go to Shanghai tomorrow?
你明天要去上海吗？你明天要去上海吗？
How do you say at 6 o'clock?
6点钟。
Ask, do you live in Shanghai?
你住在上海吗？
Reply, no.
不是。
Remember, ju is a special case where you shouldn't really reply 不ju, and saying 不是 is much better. Reply, no, I live in Beijing.
不是，我住在北京。不是，我住在北京。
Say, no, I live in Nanjing.
不是，我住在南京。不是，我住在南京。
Do you remember that Beijing meant northern capital? Well, Nanjing means southern capital, because at different points throughout history, the last one being 1927 to 49, it was China's capital. Say, my family live in Nanjing, but I live in Beijing.
我家人住在南京，但是我住在北京。我家人住在南京，但是我住在北京。
What was the word for tomorrow?
明天，明天，
And yesterday?
昨天，昨天。
And how would you say, what's that?
那个是什么？
And how would you say, what is this thing?
这个是什么东西 ？or 这个东西是什么？这个是什么东西 ？or 这个东西是什么？
How would you say, when will you go to America? Remember, for will, you can use yao.
你什么时候要去美国？你什么时候要去美国？
Say, I really want to go there.
我很想去那里。我很想去那里。
How do you say a cup of water?
一杯水。
What was the word for on?
上，上。
And what was the word for inside?
里面，里面。
Listen to the word for week as in the period of time.
星期，星期，星期，星期。
It's first tone, second tone, and sounds a bit like sing cheese, so you could think of someone singing about cheese all week.
星期，
Say this week.
这个星期，这个星期。
Say this week I want to go to Nanjing, meaning you intend to go.
这个星期我要去南京。这个星期我要去南京。
Ask, will you go to Nanjing this week?
你这个星期要去南京吗？你这个星期要去南京吗？
How might you say, no, I'm going to go to Shanghai? Now, going to expresses a future tense, so is basically the same as will.
不是，我要去上海。不是，我要去上海。
Say, tomorrow I'm going to go to Shanghai.
明天我要去上海。明天我要去上海。
Ask, are you going to Shanghai at 1 o'clock?
你1点钟去上海吗？你1点钟去上海吗？
Reply, I'm not going because I don't have any money.
我不去，因为我没有钱。我不去，因为我没有钱。
How do you ask, do you want to drink a little water?
你要喝点水吗？你要喝点水吗？
Ask, do you want to drink a little tea?
你要喝点茶吗？
Ask, which cup is yours?
哪个杯子是你的？哪个杯子是你的？
And what was the word for week?
星期，星期。
Listen to the words for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
星期一，星期二，星期三。
That's just 1, 2, 3, and it's the same until you get to Sunday. Say Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
星期四，星期五，星期六。
So how would you say, I'm going to go to Shanghai on Tuesday?
我星期二要去上海。我星期二要去上海。
How did you say yesterday, today, tomorrow?
昨天，今天，明天。
So you can see that tian is the word for day. For Sunday, you cannot use the number 7 because 星期七 sounds strange. Instead, the Chinese literally say week, day. Try it.
星期天，星期天。
And what were the words for yesterday, today, tomorrow?
昨天、今天、明天。
And once again, Sunday.
星期天。
Now there's also a second way to say Sunday, which, depending on where you are, might be more common. Listen.
星期日。星期日。
English speakers sometimes struggle with that r sound. It's the same r sound as ren, but it's spelt ri, and it's a downward fourth tone. Make sure your tongue is at the top and front of your mouth as you say it, and keep practicing.
日。日。日。日。
Now that r sort of means sun or day, but it's probably better to think of it as solar, because it's used when describing the cycle of the sun and not the object in the sky, for which they use a different word. So say both words for Sunday again, both week day and week sun.
星期天。星期日。星期天。星期日。
From now on, we will use 星期日, as it's slightly more common and probably the one you need the most practice pronouncing. However, feel free to use either.